game of tide that I was playing with you. So you weren't ready and I understand now. But babe, fragile love's not meant for two. I picked you up at 3 a.m. You were drunk and I just a little lonely. My brain said yes, and like my heart.
Come on, pups. Ruby. Ruby. Hey, Louie. Come on, darling. Trying to wake up. Getting it on the boat.
Alright guys, so it's been a while between videos. We've been travelling Tassie for the last 2.5 months now. Haven't been doing a great deal with the GoPro. We sort of haven't probably had the greatest weather and just been trying to enjoy ourselves a bit, but we thought we might start doing a bit of a vlog again, or vlog, whatever you call it, of just about travels, and we thought, well, today's probably as good a chance as any. We are booked on the ferry to go back to the mainland, to Melbourne, and yesterday, conveniently, our internet died on our phone, so we found out that Melbourne's gone into a 5-day lockdown, so we were sort of panicking a bit yesterday afternoon. Do we cancel our ticket? Do we go to Melbourne? We were trying to work out whether we can go to South Australia or over to New South Wales. Basically just trying to work out what we're supposed to do, and we still don't really have any idea, and I was a bit nervous about rebooking the boat just in case we couldn't get another spot. So
yeah, it said you could do it online, but because I booked over the phone, it wouldn't allow me to edit it, and then when we were trying to call them, their phones were busy, so that didn't really help us.
So here we are, it's 6 o'clock Saturday morning, beautiful Tasmania, and I'd say we'll be boarding the boat in about half an hour. See what happens. We might end up in South Australia about midnight tonight.
If they let us in, or we could be
in lockdown.
In Melbourne, we don't know.
If anyone will take us to, that's another thing. Caravan parks are turning people away, so we're not quite sure what our options are, but we're in it. How you going, mate?
Look at the pink sky. Moving on.
See if we can get this thing into gear. My clutch, either my master cylinder or my slave cylinder's playing up big time. All the synchros, that as well, so. Hey Rubus, good girl down. Good boy Louie. Stop.
Yeah.
How's it going, mate? Ready to go to South Oz?
I'm not keen for the drive.
Okay, thank you. That'll be all.
Louie.
We just picked up the pup that has been in jail for the last 12 hours. Hello, Ruby.
Oh, that was so exciting.
Hello, Louie.
Hello.
They were the last ones to get picked up out of the kennels, mate. I think they thought they'd been left there. But
Hello.
we managed to get hold of the South Australian border hotline while we're on the boat, so it looks like we are safe as long as
we're transiting straight through.
Yeah.
We're basically coming from Tasmania to South Australia.
So we're getting off the barge now in Melbourne. Straight dog it 4 or 5 hours to the South Australian border. And fingers crossed, we should be right. So it's going to be an effort. What is it, 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30.
It is 6 o'clock. So yeah, it's going to be. I don't know what's the time. So do we gain any time?
I don't think so.
No, it's Tassie time. Yeah, so 11 o'clock tonight. So big day. Big day, but it'll be right.
Yes, Louis.
Yeah, happy pups? Hey, you travelling dogs again? Hey? Hey, darling. Hey,
Just
darling.
made our way out of Melbourne, but now we're on to our next drama, which is Bobby's
clutch.
drama.
The clutch, I've got this much clutch, so I think the slave cylinder or the master cylinder, something shit itself. So I can't get first gear unless I turn it off, put the clutch in, find first gear, and then start it. But I seem to be finding second and third and fourth and fifth. So we're on the highway, sitting on 90. I just got to get to the South Australian border with no clutch, and then I can fix it tomorrow or something. But
He didn't tell me all of that.
that's the first time Jen's heard of it. But
He's just told me to stop stressing.
she stresses too much, mate. So it should be pretty interesting, but it's so typical, you know. All we had to do was get back to Melbourne. The 200 series is sitting
In Melbourne.
ready for us to use, and if it wasn't for COVID, we'd literally be driving to pick up the 200
Right
series.
now, pick up the car.
But now we're heading to South Australia to try and dodge this COVID shit, and the fucking cruiser just couldn't hang in once more. So oh well.
I've got everything crossed, hopefully.
We'll be right. It's fine. It's just, well, it's clutchy. I grew up racing motorbikes. You don't need it all the time just for taking off. So, but yeah, we'll be right.
So good chance we'll get to the border and we won't be able to go. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if the worst comes to worst, I can always, if we lose clutch completely, I can just start it in first gear.
Go, fuel filler.
Well, do you want to watch how we take off? No, leave it on. Take that fucking thing off. So you put it in gear, put the clutch to the ground, the handbrake off, kick it over. See how we're rolling already? That's us, back on the road. It's a shit show. Welcome to the circus.
Yay! Hey pups. Hey Ruby.
I'm just gonna, alright, so probably should give you guys a bit of an update. It's been a while, probably since the toy hauler. Yeah, we haven't done a lot of filming, and we've just been cruising around Tassie, and yeah, what else have we doing? We bought a car, bought a 200 series, we bought it a caravan, so you're probably thinking why you've only just finished the toy hauler, and that's completely 100% true. Why is because we're growing a little human. Well, I'm not. Jen is. So.
You are?
What? Yeah, I'm putting on weight as well.
I'm joking.
But that's from the beers. Yeah, so what are we, 17 weeks, babe?
7-8 weeks.
Yeah, so we are pretty pumped. The cruiser's, I'm going to sell the cruiser. I've got a bloke that's already bought the Train canopy. So I'm going to try and get rid of the cruiser, the toy hauler and all the gear. That'll be up for sale as well, because obviously we have a caravan to pay for, so it's a bit of a bummer.
Exciting, but we're pretty stoked to get into the caravan. A bit of change for us and a bit of luxury.
We've spent really probably about 18 months on and off living in a rooftop tent and camping out in the elements, and I've got to admit the idea of a caravan is, we just can't wait now really. Tassie was shock and weather, and we spent a lot of time just watching a movie in the tent. You just kind of get over it. So, but we are building the caravan. So titanium caravans. We're building a 19'6". I don't think there's any such thing as an off-road caravan, but it's going to have all the Cruise Master, ATX, full airbag, leveling, all that sort of stuff. What else we got? We got a full off-grid Energize system, so 400 amp hours of lithium. I think it's got a 2600 watt inverter, massive power system, heaps of panels. So, and Jason down at Titanium, he knows that I'm pretty hands-on with all the build sort of stuff. So he's invited me to come build it with him. So we will be heading down. Well, that's where we're supposed to be heading, but now we're heading to
Supposed
South
to be there
Australia.
today, pick up the car tomorrow, and then start the van build on Monday.
Yeah. So they've gone into lockdown as well. So they're shut down till Thursday. So there was no point us heading to Melbourne till at least sort of next weekend, maybe a bit later. So it's a bit of a bummer. We're pretty excited to get underway and get it all happening, but such is life. So, but the 200 series. So pretty much the worst time in history to buy a 200 series when we were looking. So we went into Hobart. We were priced up a brand new one. So a brand new one was $96,000 for a GXL, a silver GXL, and that is just way too much money for a 200 series. Like, I know they're good, I know it's the last of the V8s, but they're not that good. So I'm not saying that, you know, people won't get their money back, they will, but yeah, that's too much money for me to spend. So we bought a second-hand one. I've gone petrol this time. So reason being is this will ruffle a lot of feathers. Diesels aren't reliable anymore. Modern day common rail diesels, they just got too much shit on them. EGRs, yeah, just DPFs, all this sort of stuff. And obviously we're in the second-hand market, and the idea of buying a second-hand 200 series V8 diesel just made me really nervous. So I've gone petrol, the 4.7, that came out in the 100 series. So I think 2002, the IFS come out with the 4.7 petrol, mate, and they're an absolute bulletproof motor. There's plenty of 100 series V8s getting around with 500,000-600,000 Ks on the clock. So it just comes down to peace of mind at the end of the day. You pay the Bowser, I know that. It won't have as much torque, but what I do have is peace of mind and pretty cheap motoring, you know, servicing, all that sort of stuff. It's just, yeah. If Jen was to ring me one day and say, you know, I'm at the shops, the car won't start or the car won't run, it's yeah, it's our back pocket that pays for it, and with the petrol, it doesn't really worry me that much. So, but pretty excited. It's a graphite. I'll show you all anyway in the next couple of weeks. But graphite 200. We're putting we've got a Rhino rack coming. We've got some wheels and tyres coming. So just going to go with the 295, which I think is 33 inch, and a set of wheels that you'll have to wait and see. And I'm trying to sort out at the moment a lift kit. So I think Superior are pretty backlogged, but all I'm looking at doing is going sort of 2.5 inch lift, airbags in the rear. I just want this thing to be safe. I've got a history of getting a bit carried away with modifications, and you pay for it, drivability, all that sort of stuff. It just,
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry, Siri. But yeah, so just going to keep it pretty basic. I just want to be able to hook the van up, drive down the highway, not have to muscle it. I just want, you know, switch off, turn the music up, not have to listen out for things. So 79, we have had our fair share of problems with the 79, and it's been good. It's had a hard life. It's done what we wanted to do, but yeah, looking forward to the 200. So what do you reckon, babe?
Yeah, I'm keen for the comfort.
Yeah, even just little things like
And to have some more room.
yeah. So obviously it was a must too. Baby seats, prams, all that sort of stuff to think about now. So yeah, it's exciting, but so many things happening.
It's good though.
It's good.
We're excited.
It is so excited. So we're going to try and do a bit more with the GoPro. I say it all the time. Yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but it does take a bit of time, but we thought we'll see how it goes anyway. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think once we're in the caravan, I'll be a bit more eager to do some editing and things, but I have found a bit of a struggle trying to do editing or anything on the computer, just in a camp chair or sitting up in the tent, because I kind of get pretty uncomfortable. So I think the caravan is a must.
What about your baby?
And yes, I'm very excited about
My good looks or your good looks?
My skin.
Your skin, my eyes.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a little redhead, eh?
This is our needy dog. Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a big year. Super stoked. Whatever happens. Yeah. All right, so we got here. What time is it?
11 or 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30. So we just got through the border crossing about 4 kilometres back. All sweet. We didn't even think there was going to be anyone there because we haven't seen a car or a truck in so long. But we got there. We're stuck here tomorrow. The copper pulled me over and started talking to me, and I was like, mate, I don't know if I'll be able to take off again. And he said, anyway, on your way. So I hit the key and started it, and the car just started rolling forward, and I was like literally crawling out of the border crossing in front of the police, trying to start the car while it's rolling. Anyway, we got going, and 4K's up the road, and we're just about to set up camp. So
I'm so tired.
a day of the life of traveling on the road, and yeah, oh great. Here we go. There's a train coming, so we're right beside the railway.
Or is it? No, it's a truck.
That's a truck. Oh, that's all right. It's just a truck. Oh fuck, it's pretty close to a truck.
What do you mean?
Pretty close to the highway.
Yeah.
But
I know.
yeah, it's what happens. It's traveling's unreal. You gotta love it, but some days it's
at least they're not using exhaust brakes here.
yeah, some days it's pretty testing, especially with COVID. Like, you know, sitting in Tassie yesterday, just cruising, and then next minute, I think Jen went to book the dogs in for a haircut in Melbourne, and then the lady's like, oh nah, not a chance, we're going into a 5-day lockdown. That was the first we heard of it. So yeah, in 24 hours we're in South Australia. With a
It
bus.
was a bigger drive than I expected.
Yeah, it was a big drive.
I wouldn't have probably made you do that otherwise if I didn't.
I think it's about 12 hours on the Spirit of Tassie, and then it probably took us 5.5 hours to get here. 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah. So yes, well, long, big, stressful day, but we're here, and tomorrow I've got to get up and try and get under this. I'm going to try and readjust this clutch. So like I've just hanging on to a tiny little bit. It's pretty much not doing anything now, but if I can get enough adjustment out of it just to get into Mount Gambier and set up camp, and that way when Monday comes, I'll jump on the bike and head in and try and get a slave cylinder and a master cylinder. I know I've got a spare master cylinder at home in Queensland, but that's not going to help me. So yes, be nice if we could at least get to a camp. I don't really want to have to get towed, and hopefully we can get to a camp.
I didn't even know if we were going to make it up one of those hills.
Oh yeah, so it actually was pretty scary. Just what were we, probably like 50 k's out of 50 k's out of the border crossing, and it started getting really hilly, and you know what it's like when I'm trying to chug up them in 5th gear, and if I've got to kick back to 4th or 3rd, I've pretty much got no chance of finding it. It's hard enough on flat ground. So yeah, it got a bit stressful there. I sort of thought, well, if we come to a stop, we're done here. But yeah, we got through. Fuck, it was stressing me out for a bit there, but yeah.
We made it to the South Australian border, and this was the first campground. The border crossing is just at the end there. Morning!
Morning. Had a good sleep last night. Not too many trucks, was there? So we went
Not
close to
really.
highways, but
Yeah, that's the highway.
so it wasn't too bad. We're feeling fresh now. So just knock this coffee over, and I'll have a look, see if I can adjust that clutch. It's got a plunger that comes through the firewall. It's got a finger on it that's on a thread. So if I disconnect the clutch, wind it right out, I might be able to get a little bit more out of it, and then we might be able to get into town today, or at least get into a campsite. And
Truck passing.
Yeah. left.
I definitely thought about it last night.
Nothing left. But anyway, today will be a good day. Just got to cruise. There's no rush.
Yeah, it's only like 7 k's into Mount Gambier, I think.
I think by the time we get through today, I would have earned a beer, Safi.
I reckon yes.
This is banned from our ute. Who drinks this shit? It's disgusting, it stinks, and it is no longer allowed on board. Almond milk.
What don't you like about it?
It's disgusting, it stinks. It stinks out the whole car when we're driving. And it's so bad, you try and have your almond milk coffees and you don't like it, so you don't drink it. And then your coffee cup sits in the ute for 2 days and stinks out the whole car. Yuck.
So it's Valentine's Day, so he thought he'd make me a coffee today.
I thought I'd make her a coffee without all that rubbish in it. Just a bit of normal cow's milk.
At least you made me my coffee.
Bit of normal cow's milk, a little bit of honey, sweeten it up. A bit of water, chucked in the microwave. Yeah.
Just against all things that I would normally do.
It's on the road latte. Just having a look in here. So that's me brake. That's me clutch master cylinder. And you can see the fluid line, it's just above minimum, so I'm pretty confident it hasn't sucked any air. I'm just pretty sure that it must be, the slave cylinder must be failing and it's just not getting a full plunge, so watch out, Dylan. I'll get in up under here and adjust that plunger. It's the pin. Oh shit, where'd that go? Right, if you can see there, that's that little finger, whatever you call it, plunger that I'm talking about, so you can actually spin that out and it comes out on the thread. So I'm going to wind that out as far as I can and hopefully give myself a bit more. Alright, so I'm laying underneath the ute on the side of the road. Jen's done a grocery shop. We're just sitting here trying to work out what's going on. So I've got the push rod out. Now, it doesn't seem to be weeping too much fluid. So here's the slave cylinder and I can't seem to really see any weeping. There's a little bit around there. So I've got it out. Now, there's a couple options I'm going to try first. So I'm going to try kinking that line and seeing if Jen can build up a pedal from up there. That might tell me whether the master cylinder is working or not. The other option is that if it is this slave cylinder that is slowly shitting itself, I had a fella message me saying you can try cut 10-20 mil off this push rod. And what that does is it brings the actual piston out of the slave cylinder a little bit enough just to get a bit more of a pedal because it's not in its usual position. So before I go cutting anything, I'm going to try and kink it and see if we can build a pedal and rule out that master cylinder. But yeah, it's Sunday here in South Australia and nothing's open. Repco actually is open, but they got nothing in stock and won't have any time soon. I've had a couple of people message me in Adelaide saying they got a spare one, but it's 450 k's away. So yeah, the joys. Just stop for a sec, babe. So we're back in action. Got a full clutch again. Beats me what's going on. We just ended up re-bleeding it. I played around with it. Oh well, Jen was on the dead leg. Jen was on the top side. I'm the one covered in brake fluid, but anyway. Yeah, so we're on. Got a clutch pedal. Something must be going on. I think it maybe a little leak in the line or something like that. Anyway, flush the system, re-bled it. We've got a pedal. We'll just keep an eye on the reservoir. Yeah. Can't really rule out the slave cylinder just yet. It doesn't seem to be leaking, so not too sure. But anyway, we can get to camp, find some water, get some beers. We get to camp. Where are we off to?
I don't really want to drive fast, so maybe around the corner.
Let's go to Adelaide. Alright, so we're at camp. We made it. We are at Pine Country Caravan Park, which is free unpowered site. Nice green grass. Didn't get towed here. Jen's just doing her chores. But yeah, it's a nice little spot. You get to choose your own camp. Beautiful. So we're just setting up, and then gonna try and go get a schooner somewhere and chill out for the RV and do a bit of relaxing. Give you good pups. Just checking out the little blue lake. Yeah. I just tried cooking, I'm going to cook some burgers, but I just tried putting it on the gas, but it's just way too windy, so thankfully we've got the inverter. Grab this bugger.
Do you want me to write?
Ramp it up. We go to 18. There we go. Thankfully, we've got the induction cooktop sometimes because it's just, yeah, way too windy. And fortunately, with our system, we're always sort of at 100%. So I don't mind running it down to sort of 50. As you can see there, it's drawing 118. So that'll take a good chunk out of the battery. Interesting to see. By the time we cook burgers and bacon and pineapple and all that sort of stuff, it'll give it a good nudge. But yeah, I'm not worried about it. I've done it to it many a time. So yeah, we'll cook some feed and enjoy the RV. How you going, mate? What's your name? Chloe. Hey, Chloe. What's your name?
Bobby.
Oh, my name's Bobby. Alright, so the rissole's cooked. Threw on a bit of bacon too. That's still pumping, I'll turn that off. I don't think there's any more else to do. Let's see where we're at. There we go, 67%. So to cook for, well, there was 6 rissoles. There's 2 missing, I don't know what happened to them. But to cook, yeah, 6 rissoles, a bit of bacon. On the induction cooktop at 1800 watts. Yeah, it sucked about 20-30% of our battery. So as long as you've got a 200 amp hour, I reckon you can handle it. Like tomorrow we'll wake up and from the moment the sun comes up, it's charging. What, with 300 watts of solar, we're getting 19 amps. So let's just say we're getting 14 amps in the morning sun. Yeah, from the moment the sun comes up, we're getting that anyway. So if everything's full, we're not really gaining much. And then if we go for a drive, we're getting the DC too. So yeah, I like to use it. It's there for a reason. Got to use it. Well, Jen's just gone for a shower. We're gonna jump into bed. It's gonna pack up. What we're gonna do now, I'll just run the lead so we can charge the iPad, watch a movie and drift off to sleep. So thanks for watching, guys. That's a couple of days in the life of traveling with us. Yeah, give us a like if you like it. Give us a dislike if you don't like it. Oh, here she is.
We just tried to walk on the bed.
Louie, stay up there, mate. Night, puppies. Ready for bed? Ready for bed, Ruby darling? What about you, babe?
Yeah.
I've run the lead so you can charge your iPad. Watch a bit of Grace and Frankie.
Yeah, Frank and Grace.
Grace and Frankie, Frankie and Grace.
Frank and Grace.
Alright, say good night.
Good night.
Say thanks for watching, everyone.
Hey, those guys are so cool.
The old classics.
Rubes, you don't have to get on the bandwagon.
Ruby, it is not your park.
I just could not get out